What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Variables Podcast. We are live from Beishan. I am one half of your host, Andrew.
And with me always,
So yeah, we had another episode already recorded for you guys, but life just happens and it just
we've been so busy from past 2 weeks actually, really.
yeah, we have been, and it's like a busy that we can't complain about. But
Yeah, happy busy.
yeah, but we're back. It's December 14th, Sunday. A chilly day here in Zhuhai. Winter is for sure here, and yeah, we're working through it.
And chilling at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. What's on your mind?
Man, let's just talk about, personalities.
Yes.
Just today, personalities, because from last night I have this thing in my mind about why people react on different things in a very completely different way. And, uh, you know, just in a way that people don't understand the feelings for others and maybe their own feelings as well.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was just thinking this from last night. These things were in my head. So I said, like, whenever we sit together, we will record one podcast on personalities.
No doubt. Uh,
So let me ask you this question, though. What parts of your personality feel weird in or versus learned? Do you have any parts in your personality that you think might be weird?
that might be weird.
Yeah. And how do you actually handle those things?
Um, I don't know if I feel if they're weird. I just feel like certain parts of my personality are just like not everybody feels that way.
Let me rephrase this question. Let's say they're weird in it means like make you think that that's a completely unique trait of your personality. Just rephrase it.
Okay, yeah. I feel like part of my personality is sometimes it's just like not reacting to stuff.
Hmm.
It's just like something's crazy going on outside, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's happening. And
Yeah.
it's like I don't need to like really react to it. I might be like, oh, look at that shit over there, that's weird, and then like just keep it going. I'm not gonna like dwell on it.
Yeah.
And like it happens so often, it seems like I feel like sometimes people may think like, oh, he didn't see it or he doesn't care, but it's more of like for me like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But then there's like the opposite of that where it's just like very small things I could get like hyper focused on, and then like that is a big deal for me. So it's like two sides of the same coin. It's like either it's just like whatever, or it's just like what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like that, I don't know what that's called, but I think that part of my personality I think is like somewhat unique.
All right. And how do you feel like I think not reacting to each and everything is a really good trait, to be honest. Because if you are reacting on each and everything, on every person you know, it's actually you are wasting your own time,
Yeah.
right? So you might have to think like, should I react on this thing or should I let it go? And there are most of the things we have to let it go, I think, and let them sort themselves by.
I think that is like kind of the mindset that I have. It's just that like I know that about the things that I do care about, and that's what I'm gonna spend my energy reacting to or like helping. I don't want to say critique, but like yeah, I guess it is like a critiquing or like giving compliments to or reacting to whatever it is. And then there's things just that I'm like, I already know like this isn't worth my time. So like, I'm just gonna say okay and go about my day, because I just don't have time to like fixate on that or like give you a reaction because you're looking for a reaction. If I could tell, if I think you're looking for a reaction, for sure, like my brain just automatically goes like, oh, you don't care about that,
Yeah.
you know, but like, for example, if I'm at school though, that's different, because I work with kids.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Then you
like,
have.
so sometimes it's like, all right, if I do this to a child, that's a different effect of me doing it to an adult. And I would say I care about the feelings of children more than I do about adults because children are still learning.
Yeah. And then as you are a teacher, that's it's kind of your
That's kind of
responsibility, you know.
exactly. That's
That's
literally my
your work.
job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know.
exactly. It's completely different, for sure. But I also feel like some people who look for the reactions, right? It's like they maybe subconsciously try to like power, like take some power on you, try to control you in
Y-
in your thoughts or in whatever way, you know. If you give them that reaction, they kind of feel a winning achievement that wow, you know, I got this. And
Yeah.
while you are reacting onto something, it means that I consider your thought or saying so much that I would lose my shit on it,
Yeah.
you know. And to be honest, personally, I don't really like that kind of a feeling.
No, I
Like,
definitely don't like that
I don't
feeling.
even want my emotions to control me,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, let alone the other people.
Yeah. And I think most of the times when I am in situations of that nature where I feel like people are trying to get a reaction from me in like in a negative way, I feel like, or get what they want, the reaction they want. Most of the times, I feel like I could see what they're trying to do, and for me, I genuinely think it's lame.
Yeah.
And I'll probably like end up calling out like, "What did you think I was gonna like get angry because you said that, or do something?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't care," and
Hmm.
like I genuinely don't care. Like I know most of the things that I care about. Like there's a priority list in my life of the things I want to do, things that I care about, the things that I'm willing to like fight for, the things that I'm really letting to like just slide off like oil and water. Like I'm just not gonna let them mix. So most things, a lot of things, I'm just not gonna react to because I don't have the energy for it. Because for me in my life, I want to say the majority of times, like I'm either going 100% or I'm going zero.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm a very intense person. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it hard. I'm gonna go all the way. That's like one reason why I have to take a step back from playing sports right now,
Hmm.
because I only know how to play one way. That's hard. I'm not gonna play 50% or go half-ass because we're playing younger people or kids. No, if we're playing, then we're playing, and it's like that's why I have to be very picky on the things that I
You
really,
do.
because if not, it's just like if I react to everything, then for sure people, not even, I would be an asshole.
For real. And also, you would be wasting a lot of time too, you know?
Yeah,
The time you can spend on different things, doing something that you really matters to you, maybe, you know?
exactly.
Because you are spending maybe half of the time thinking, okay, why I did that, what I did. And then you start just, and if you become an asshole and you might have said something that you don't really like, then you will spending half of the time just thinking of justifying to yourself, like, why I was right.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like you get in these situations where it's like sometimes you sit and talk about it with your friends after the things that happen. It's just like, yeah, I could have reacted this way to that. Like, yeah, they were wrong. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I had every right to get angry or react the way I could have reacted. But it's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't want to do that, then like I don't have to, even though I would be right if I did react that way. So I'd rather just like, nah, like, yeah, I could react that way, but I don't. And, there's a situation this year where it's just like, I let my emotions get the best of me, which is like, sometimes that's good, but then, like, as a human, we can control our emotion. As an adult, we should be able to control our emotions. And even if something makes you feel bad or super good, doesn't mean you have to react in a way that rewards that desire, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
It
know,
does.
like desire is just a thing. It's just like sometimes you fall into those desires, but then sometimes you could just like be disciplined and like not fall into it. So that's how I feel about like people trying to like get reaction for something. And I'm talking about like in a negative way. I'm not talking about like a comedian who makes jokes and they're trying to make you laugh. That's something different. I'm talking about like just everyday situations where it's not for entertainment.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, I feel like we have to choose on the things where things come really on your self-respect, right? Where you really felt on your that your self-respect is now being targeted,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you definitely have to react.
Yeah. And
right?
yeah, you have to react. Yeah, for sure. Like I agree, 1,000%.
So you can also set a
But you have to
boundary.
yeah, you have to set a boundary.
You have to set a boundary,
Yeah.
to make sure that okay, I am okay with all the jokes and the funs. I'm all in it. And uh, sometimes I feel like I have a very dark humor.
Yeah.
And I understand that, and I can accept the dark humor too, you know. But when there comes some things that comes on your self-respect and the things that you cannot like let people, cross that line.
Mhm.
I think you have to stand. Otherwise, if you don't do it, then people say, okay, that's also okay. The
Yep.
next time it might be a little bit more, further, and you might feel more hurt then.
Yeah.
And then if you react, then maybe sometimes people say, oh, now I said it before, you didn't, mind it, but now you are taking this shit.
Yeah.
So,
And I think like working with children has made me be able to set my boundaries more clear because I'm a very high energy person. I like to joke around and I do that a lot with my kids. So they know what type of energy that I'm coming with and what they should come with as well. But on those days where I'm super tired, I go into school, but they know every day Teacher Andrew's always joking, he's playing around or blah, blah, blah. But they know when they go too far.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if I'm having a good day or a bad day. I know that I have to keep my energy up, even if I'm like sick or not feeling well. My energy still has to be where it's like, okay, I cannot joke with them just because I'm feeling bad. Like,
yeah,
if they come, they're messing around and I don't feel good and I snap on them, that's not really on them.
that's on
That's on
you.
me.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
every day I've set this standard of I like to joke, I like to have
And they kind
fun,
of expect it.
and they expect it.
Yeah,
But they know I've made it clear that like certain things, whether I'm feeling good or bad, like we're just not doing, you know.
yeah,
So I think when it comes to adults, uh, or not adults, but when it comes to my like setting boundaries, so like reacting when I feel like my self respect is in question, I think I make it very clear, at least into my head.
hmm,
But I think as somebody that studied communication, for me, I'm always trying to make sure the message that I'm putting out is clear for whatever the audience is.
is they could understand it.
You know,
Or,
because at
yeah.
the end of the day, it's like, yeah, sometimes the message could get miscommunicated
Hmm.
between messenger and receiver of the message, but I feel like I do a pretty good job of like making sure the message that I'm sending is clear for the receiver, and then sometimes it's on the receiver,
Yeah,
you know. But for me, I take the responsibility of like, all right, whatever I'm communicating, it has to be clear that they don't overstep any boundaries because I could go from 0 to 100 very fast, and I
hmm,
never want to really go 100.
yeah.
You know, there's not really too many situations where you need
To
to
be at
a
that.
100.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you have your boundaries set,
Yeah,
then you don't get to those kind of situations.
you know what I'm
The
saying?
people who, for example, we're talking about else, because usually with the kids, you have to understand from a very different point of view or different level. There are so many things they don't even know, right? So you have to also give them, they are just kids right now. They don't understand some many things,
Yeah, it'd be a
right?
lot
So
very
you have to
patient.
think like why they are reacting like that, and you have to get on to their level to communicate and make them understand that what you have to do right now, for example. But with the adults, it's just completely different because most of the time they know what they are doing,
Exactly.
right? And okay, sometimes on some situations, even if they don't realize what they are doing, but they should be aware.
Yeah.
They should be aware,
Yeah.
that okay, this is something is, for example, if it's disrespectful or it might hurt someone, just don't do it for fun.
Mhm.
Just don't do it for that you like to do it.
Yeah. And then I think like just taking it back of like just taking responsibility of yourself and your actions and your words. So if that person does something to cross some type of your boundaries, like I just said, like there's a reaction scale of 0 to 100, and you can react on any from 0 to 100 anywhere. Now, because this person did this, it's on you to choose how you're going to react.
Yeah.
You can react at 100, and even if it's fully justified of you reacting 100, most times and now you're going to look back on it the next day or maybe a few hours or whenever, like, damn, I didn't have to react like that.
Like that. Yeah.
I could react at like a 5 or a 10 to get my point across of like, all right, you crossed the boundaries, you know? And I think at this point in my life, I think that's what I'm working on most. It's just like when people do cross those boundaries, just don't go straight to 100.
Yeah.
Because that's basically nuclear.
Yeah, exactly. Then maybe the message you really want to put out, it might be received completely opposite way.
Now the message that you wanted to put out is different because like not too many people are going to be able to understand that message at 100, like, because there's so many things that come with that.
Yeah.
Like maybe they'll get the underlying message of it, but all the extra shit that comes with like reacting at 100,
Like your body language, your, voice tempo or whatever,
everything that comes
Yeah.
with like
The
that, if you
words that you
it's
try,
gonna overshadow
the real thing.
yeah.
I got you on that thing, and I completely agree with it. That and I think people have this kind of fear that also they think they might misunderstood from by others,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and sometimes trying to make them understand, people lose their shit maybe, or sometimes in many ways, like they try different things to make them understand,
Yeah.
and they really, and especially for the people they might care, or maybe they call friends or whatever, uh, they want people to understand, and they do different things
Yeah.
and on different levels. But I feel like when you put out the message, and if you think that the other person might not understand it, right, and if you try to force them understand, it will also not comes out good. You give them time, then
Yeah.
you let them see
Yeah.
what you were talking about the other day,
Yeah.
and with time it will see, oh no, now I get it,
Yeah.
because now I see the same pattern that he told me. So I think that time he was being rude, and if you're like, no, I'm not rude or whatever, might be he's rude at that time,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but with period of time you see, no, that's not rude. It's just like that's what who he is,
Yeah.
that's his boundary that I cannot cross,
Yeah.
you
No,
know
I definitely feel
while
that.
you are there and try to make them more talk on that shit, it might make it more complex.
Absolutely, because now, like, when you whatever you're adding is maybe making them think about something else.
Something else. Yeah, why we're talking about that now?
Yeah.
And I think usually people when listen, they always, and I think it's a fact to be honest, that they try to think of a reply.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that okay, he's talking to me, so know what I'm gonna say next. How I'm gonna show that I was in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I have experienced this too, or maybe on a higher level, I have experienced that shit. So people think of a reply normally, and I think that's scientifically proved, right? So people don't really listen.
I was gonna say listening is a skill.
Yes.
Listening is definitely a skill. Like listening to understand or just hearing the person.
Yeah.
Because if you're listening, it doesn't really matter what you're gonna reply.
Yeah. It doesn't matter reacting.
Yeah.
Like listen to react is completely different thing.
Yeah.
A listen to understand is completely different thing.
And that's special and definitely like a skill that
Yeah,
should
and
be
I
developed.
think usually people don't have, like just listening to understand. Listen to someone that maybe somebody's saying something to you. That's just maybe he wanted to vent that thing out. He does not need, or she does not need any kind of advice or suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe they already have the answer. It's just like they want this thing to let it out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So your reaction, it never really matters. So if you call yourself a friend, just be there sometime as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody is looking for a suggestion, you would get to know, like now he's looking for a suggestion.
Yeah.
And then from the best, whatever you think the best thing is, you just put it out. then don't force it.
Yeah.
Let the other person make that decision.
For
That if he's
themselves.
going to take that advice or suggestion that you are giving.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like when people give the advice, now they expect.
Them to do the advice.
Yes. If you don't, they also feel, you know, that's just not right, or maybe he does not care about. No, the person does care about you. That's why he was talking to you or she was talking to you at the first place, and that's good enough.
Yeah. I think if that's your real friend, like for example, like my homies back home, they know when to open up and ask me for my advice. So usually I'm gonna give it to them in two ways. I'm gonna say what I would do, what me personally, what I would do, and and then I'm gonna give you the advice of what I think you should do because you are you and this is me. Right? These are two different things.
Exactly.
Now, there's been times where I've given my friends advice on certain things. They come back to me and they did the complete opposite of what I've said. Or they decided to just do whatever they wanted to do to handle the situation. I'm not going to be like, bro, I told you exactly what to do. I was going to be like, all right, well, so what's up now? Like, how are you feeling about it? What's the next things you want to do now? It's not about like what I told him to do. It's more about like, okay, like what now? Like how are you going to be moving forward now to handle the new situation that you're in versus, bro, I already told you the answer and I already told you what to do, blah blah blah. I already like it already's not my situation. So I don't have too much like power or like control of what's going on. Like I don't
Yes.
feel a need to control what they do. I only gave my advice because you asked me.
Hmm.
Otherwise, like I care about you as a friend, you know what I'm saying? But like I don't really care because it's your life. You have to make the decision. What you do is not going to affect me.
Yeah.
So like I don't really whatever you decide to do, that's on you. But
Hmm.
you ask for my advice and
And I will support you even in that thing,
And
whatever you choose.
exactly, I support you either way
Either way. Yeah.
because
I
you're
will
my
definitely
homie.
support. Yeah, I will be there. Whatever you choose, whatever you like to do, comes out good or bad for you in both ways, I will be there. But
Hmm.
it has to be the person's own choice,
Yes.
the person's own decision. Because sometimes we think, oh, that is the best solution. And it might be.
And yeah, it
And
could
it
be.
might
Yeah,
be, right?
exactly.
So, but the thing is, the person who's having who is in that situation or any kind of problem or incident, he's a completely different person than you.
They're dealing with different variables.
Exactly, variables, their lifestyle, their background, their experiences, how they think is completely different than yours.
The understanding of the situation as a
Situation,
whole is different.
exactly. So the other person might have different perspective to see that, and you think, okay, just a food for a thought. Here's my suggestion, or like this is what I think, or if I think if I will be there, I would do something like that. But you should do what you really think is the best thing, because that possibly be the best thing because you are in that situation, not me.
Not me. This is about you. It is
Yeah.
not about me.
And I think, especially if a friend should be like that.
Absolutely. Friends are not giving ultimatums to each other.
For sure. For
Friends are
sure.
definitely not giving ultimatums. For at least like I guess I can't speak for everybody. But for me, I don't want my friends giving me ultimatums. I don't want anybody giving me ultimatums. I feel like ultimatums come in business. And I don't want my friendships and my relationships in my life to feel like a business transaction or a business relationship.
I think ultimatum mostly no. Okay, so for example, deadlines are something else.
Deadlines are
Yeah, something
something
else.
else.
So ultimatum is more like a blackmailing. I feel like, if you
And I feel like that usually comes in like business transactions at your
yeah,
job. Like you do this or
yes,
you're fired.
fired. Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
damn. I was like, and they have that power.
yeah. They can do that
Because they
stuff
have the power. And it's just like,
to
bro,
do that.
if I'm in a relationship with you, any kind of relationship, whether you're my little sister, you're my mom, you're you, my friend, we are equal in this relationship. You
Yeah,
don't hold any power over me. I don't hold any power over you. So if you're giving me an ultimatum, whatever the ultimatum is, it's like do this or me. It's like you made that decision for me because I hate the idea of you thinking that you could say that to me and
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah. Now for sure, for sure, for sure.
Like that's almost like even thinking about it like that's so like annoying. It's just like wait, you think that that's the type of relationship that's
Yeah.
going on here that you're above me and you giving me this
So if I
ultimate
want to be your friend or if I want to be in your circle, I have to do this, then no.
bro.
This,
Like
that is
no.
just bullshit. That is just bullshit.
Yeah, and I just think that that's lame. I really do think that's lame, and I think that like, and some people are different. Maybe some people don't mind having like those relationships with people, but I think like when you're coming with like, I want my friends for us to be on like an equal playing field, and not even playing field, just like we're equal to each other. And what I mean by equal is just like
You give each
I'm a,
other freedom.
exactly. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you at your highest and at your lowest
The-
and in everything in between. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not expecting you to be a certain way. If you're this way today and that way tomorrow, but like it's not affecting our relationship, you're just going through something in your life, like okay, we go through stuff. You know, we're equal. I'm gonna rock with you regardless because you're my friend. I care about you. But it can't be a point where it's just like you think you're so important in my life to think that
no, you are, but it cannot be on my freedom. It cannot be like a blackmailing. I should choose you on my own will.
for that's what I'm saying
You
exactly. It's
know,
like you cannot think that you're so important in my life that you could make decisions for
for
me.
me, yeah.
You can't think that because for me personally, like
And
bro, even if my mom came with me ultimatum, I'd be like, "Are you okay? Like for real? Like mom, come on,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
tripping."
And I think people who do that kind of stuff, uh, they might think they're coming out of some kind of care.
Mm,
So it's like we're talking about the people who get the ultimatums,
yeah.
but what about the people who give the ultimatum? What kind of thought process they have?
I can't give you an answer to that. I don't know. I think maybe like they're thinking like they're trying to do what's best for you, but it's just like how do you know what's best for me?
Exactly. Like, that's the same. Goes back to that again. The same
Like
thing that we're talking about because you were never actually really in that situation or in those shoes,
yeah.
to make the decision for me. But I feel like there are different personalities and mindset towards things, and I think sometimes people think it's coming out of care.
Yeah.
Like people who are actually really close to you, they think that oh, I care so much, and that's why I should tell this person that should not do something or should do something,
Yeah.
right? And if they don't do it, then I have to put something out there to make them do, and maybe they think of it like that way. So I think if you are on that position where you care about someone that much, and that's just one variable, right?
Yeah.
It's not like everyone is like that. I think about coming out of care, but just I'm talking about the people who actually think they care, and that's why they behave like that. It just means that you are actually taking the somebody's own will.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
you are putting somebody in a box right now, and the person that you are putting in a box or taking their will is the person you really care about. So it's just like, oh, I love my, for example, let me just put it like in a very weird or random example. I love my kid so much, and I fear that if my kid goes out, something will bad happen. So I'm gonna lock him in the room or lock this child in the room. So how do you feel? Where is good? Even if you are thinking about care, it's just completely wrong
Yeah.
because you are taking somebody's will,
Yeah.
somebody's
Free
choice.
free will, freedom of choice. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
and you're making the other person guilty that, oh, if I do something like that, I might lose this person. Maybe the person you are putting the ultimatums to might love you so much, and if you really love that person back, how can you do something like that to a person? You know, so that's what thing I feel like uh, coming out of the care or love, right? The second thing I also feel like uh, people have certain kind of uh, so in our in our nature, I feel like we have hunger towards different things,
Hmm.
right? uh, like for example, some people have a craving for dopamine, like okay, whatever kind of, wherever they get those dopamine, they do that kind of stuff to fulfill their you know cravings. And I think making somebody else little
Mm.
is actually a craving for them. It gives them like
Like a power thing.
power. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
gives them like certain kind of a dopamine boost or something. That, oh, I am now, okay, now I'm good, I am big, and if I talk to this person like that, because, and maybe it's not like if you talk, somebody shows their problems. I think there should be a way to talk about the problems.
Yeah.
It cannot be like make other person little,
No.
you know
Yeah.
make other feel people like a loser or something.
Yeah.
If you want to bring that person up too by showing them their uh, faults, there are ways to actually do them in a very like, in a way that
Constructive way.
constructive way,
Yeah.
you know not like holding power over on them. And I think it's not because that you care, it's because you want yourself to feel big.
Mm-hmm.
And this feeling big is actually very empty.
Yeah.
It's because there is nothing in it,
Yeah.
and you keep doing it to fulfill it, but it always stays shallow and stays
It stays
empty,
empty.
stays
Like
empty.
it can never be full.
It can never be full
It's like
because
you're
it's not a real thing.
yeah, like you're pouring it into like a cup with a hole in it.
Yes, exactly. So how much you can do, you would never feel big.
Yeah.
You would never feel that important. But
I
if you do might care and you do all those things with other people having feeling good, feel they have some respect in your eyes, and you still do it, that's, I think, a best way.
yeah.
you know like other person should not feel that, why the fuck I came out tonight, or why the hell I met this guy, or my life is so sad, or my life is so bad,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do anything right. Because I hear those phrases a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm a loser. Oh, I'm just an asshole. Oh, I'm just a cunt.
Yeah.
I hear those phrases a lot. And sometimes, it's from the joke I can get.
Yeah.
That's all right. But sometimes you say, when you and I think, even when you joke, you know I think you have to be very uh, like what you are saying in the joke. Because if you repeat the word a lot, it also becomes your own mind says, okay, no, I am this.
Yeah.
Your own mind start believing it. So one time joke is okay. But if you have these phrases or sentences or jokes that you talk about yourself and keep repeating them, then you become actually that person.
Yeah, because you gotta be careful of like what you say. And like you said, like sometimes you just like it's a one off or you say it every now and then. But sometimes your words become your reality. So you definitely have to be careful with like what you're saying and if you actually feel that. Because I think the whole thing with jokes are it's like there's a little bit of truth
And that's why they are funny.
to jokes.
Yeah. If there is no little bit of a truth in it, you know, that's not funny. Then it
Yeah.
just doesn't become really a joke.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay. But yeah, there are usually in jokes, there are something, somewhere, somehow, a
Uh,
little bit of a truth in it. That's why, oh, wow, I think of it like that. Yeah, it's a funny
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Wow,
No,
very intense talk
yeah,
we
no,
had this on this podcast
I
today.
agree. I agree. I think it just goes back to like ego one, and two's like I think to kind of like close on the ultimatum thing and like just being a good friend. If a friend is coming to you in need, listen. Listen to understand. Ask more questions than like responses to what they're saying,
Hmm.
you know? And like for a lot of times when my friends come to me for advice, I will literally just straight up ask them after hearing them. I was like, "Do you want my advice?" Because sometimes, like when I was younger, I just didn't know. I'm like, "Do you want me to give you advice, or you just want me to like listen and vent?" And like sometimes I've learned like in my past relationships with like girls, where it's just like sometimes they weren't telling me so I could respond. They were literally just like, I just need to get this out.
And I think most of the time this is the case.
Yeah.
This is the case most of the times. Because whatever, if for example somebody comes and says, I have a very bad day at work or whatever, you cannot do anything about it. Would you do
Yeah.
like the person's work there? you know so most of the time it's just know how he knows how he's gonna, or the person would know like how they're gonna fix that problem.
Yeah.
They just came out and just like, because you're my friend and I had this bad day or whatever, so I'm just venting it out.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just venting out makes you feel lighter,
Absolutely.
because when if there's something in you that troubles you, and because it's only in your head, it's not on the like a like a thing, it's
Yeah.
just like a thought, it's just like a thing in your head, it starts stressing you sometime. But as soon as you're putting these thoughts into words, and when you like vent it out, so for example, if somebody's telling you something about some problem or whatever, and it's just like putting those words out makes him feel like it was not really a big thing, maybe,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
and other sometimes how the other person is listening, and they say, it's all right, my man, it's all right, it's gonna be all good, you just be chill or whatever, or the reaction that he gets from the people, the person would get from the people, it made him also lighter.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that every problem is a small problem, people don't get big. No, for sure people do have very big issues,
Absolutely.
very big issues, and they have to deal with a lot of stress and everything. I'm completely not saying that
Yeah.
everybody. I'm
Yeah.
just talking in a very general way.
Yeah.
And even if you find someone in having that kind of a very big problem, so you as a friend or as a person you care about that person, you try to do your best to help out, right? And that's also a very beautiful thing. I have seen it, people do those kind of things where people help each other out, like on a, like a big step, in a longer way. And it's beautiful too. But I'm just talking about right now that everyday normal random stuff happens,
Yeah.
and people make it a big thing
Mm-hmm.
in their own heads. And I feel like it's just kind of wasting your own time,
Mm-hmm.
wasting your own energy on stuff that does not really, really, really matter.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're right. Like it does help just to like get it out and just have someone to listen. Like you're not really looking for a response. You're not really looking for solutions. It's just like let me play this out loud to make sure like maybe I'm not going crazy and just so like let me get it out so I'm not just having this conversation with myself. And it's like maybe okay, and then like most of the time if you are sitting and you're listening, they'll sit and they'll ask you a question. You
Yeah.
know? And then like if that's your real friend, you'll know if that's a question that you need to answer or if they're just that's a question that they're really asking
So
themselves.
yeah.
You know, if that's your friend, you know, most likely you're gonna know. So my advice in these situations is just like be an active listener. Be an active listener. Don't try to respond.
And
And
also
every
be an active listener to yourself too. Like
absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah,
what your mind is telling you to, you know?
yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
to be listen that thing why my mind is telling me to do or say something.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's coming really from. So if you really listen to yourself first, really understand yourself, then a lot of things that happens because whatever you listen to, it's your own mind that tells you how to react on it.
Yeah,
So if you really know your own self, then you would be able to react well on the on the listening thing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good point. That's a good point. You got anything else for us?
Yeah, when I was just having like these thoughts from last night, I said like, yeah, when are we gonna sit together? We will talk about these 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 kind of personalities,
Yeah.
you know. So, by the way, do you think that what kind of like how do you relax or uh, like when you completely exhausted, like your social battery when it's completely get exhausted,
Mm-hmm.
right? So how do you get back to your normal self? Because I also feel like when in a social circle, uh, when you go out, right? So there is an energy that you actually give and receive.
Yeah.
Uh, you call it energy, you call it frequencies, or you can just say like your own mind, you
Mm-hmm.
know, can get exhausted by all the social
Interactions.
interactions.
Yeah. Um, I think that's a good question because I feel like recently I've been like physically exhausted and socially exhausted, and I think for me it's like getting back to things I love to do that I could do by myself. Uh, Reading,
Hmm.
playing sports, moving my body, and creating.
Hmm.
And I've been telling you for like the past few days, like I just been exhausted, and it's like no coincidence that like last week I went to go play some sports. Today I read for like 2.5 hours, and like this past week I also was got time to I made time to sit down and create. So I'm kind of a solitary person by nature, but I'm also very social at the same time. But I have to make sure to like be by myself and like do things that I can do by myself, where I don't really need anybody to like do those things. And I really enjoy doing things by myself,
Yeah.
especially like those things I just named. Like even when I go play sports with people, it's like I'm not really worried about everybody else. I just know that I have to focus on like I have my responsibility. This is what I'm gonna do. You guys are just out here because this is a team sport,
Yeah.
you know. So um, I think being by myself, and it's not the same as like when I get off of work and I come home and I sit on the couch and I put something on YouTube or I put on a movie or I just sit and scroll my phone. Like that is not relaxing at all. I could do
Mm.
that literally every day of the week if I wanted to,
Mm.
and that doesn't fulfill me. That doesn't recharge me.
Mm. I
Uh,
think it does for me actually, really.
no, for me
So
it does
for me,
not.
it's just like usually, like every day or anything, I actually can if I'm scrolling for some period of time, I'd feel more exhausted, you know. Or I would like to have, for example, if I'm just at home or having some tea or maybe eating something by myself, for example, or with Chanela. So I just watch something and talk, right? But I'm not talking about that kind of a ritual. It's just like normal everyday, a little bit of it,
Hmm.
and that's okay. But like if I really, really get exhausted by social batteries, completely exhausted. So there is just one thing I do is just like I don't even talk. I
Mm.
just go completely quiet. I don't like to talk on phones. I don't like to talk on text. So maybe I'm just on my couch, right? And maybe there's something on my TV or I'm watching a movie or whatever, but I'm actually not really maybe watching.
Mm-hmm.
My mind is just off at
Yeah.
that time, and I think I have this kind of ability to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I just go completely off, and I will just don't reply, don't call or anything. And some of my family members, I think they know already now, and some of my friends too. Like if I'm not replying or talking, it means I'm recovering.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am recovering from whatever I'm doing. And I think like even if I try to do at that time, nothing will. I cannot do it. I
Mm-hmm.
just cannot do it. I just want to be quiet. You know, I can just be completely on a what you can call like a uh, blank or whatever you can say.
Yeah.
More at that time. So that's actually worked for me. And yes, like for a normal day thing, like if I get a little bit exhausted, so this is like I think once a week, I have that kind of, and usually on Sundays actually, I
Mm.
do that kind of time that I'm just laying on my couch and I'm just not doing anything.
Mm.
Even I'm not really thinking about anything. So I this just happens like maybe I need this thing to happen like once a week. But like every other day, if I feel a bit exhausted or like from the social interactions that I feel like nah. So workout really helps. Like I go to gym, workout, and I think all that negative or toxic
Yeah. Yeah.
frequencies or energies that I get from the people, all those thoughts that are in my head while I work out, they just go. And if I'm walking or listening to music on my headphones only,
Yeah.
that also really helps me.
Mm.
That to recharge my social battery.
I think like because like what we're doing now, and just in our actual professional lives as well, like we literally have to talk for a living. And like what we're doing with variables, a big part of it is actually like interacting with the people, even when we're not in our space, we're in other spaces. Like we're representing what we do here, so like we are actively engaging in conversation, right? So I think like this past week, where I was like basically almost hitting a wall. I was so tired. So what I just started doing was just like, okay, I was starting to be. It was like because we've gotten to like this routine of what we do right
Yeah.
now, and it's like it's a new routine, but it's still a routine.
Routine, yeah.
So I think like one of the things that helps me replenish this battery is like doing something more intentional and out of the routine of what I've been doing.
Mm.
So like for example, I haven't had too much time to like cook.
Mm.
So this weekend when I've been home, I've cooked every meal that I've had. Like my first thought was like, oh, I could just order this, but I'm like, no. Let's not do that. Like actually I don't even want to eat that. Like let me just walk to the grocery store, go get something and let me cook. Let me take the time, literally turn off my phone and let me read. I always
Mm.
say I want to read. Okay, let's read.
Mm.
And it's like I can make myself busy, but doing those things that are not in like this new routine of mine, it doesn't feel like busy work. It feels just like, oh, you haven't done this in so long,
Mm.
and that replenishes the battery.
Yeah.
I feel like, um,
Also for me, it's cleaning. Sometime when I start cleaning,
yeah,
I feel also,
yeah,
very much uh, like recharged.
yeah,
Even I'm working on something,
yeah.
but it kind of helped me.
But that's the same exactly. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I think one of the like the big differences of like us having this space now is that's like we're working when we're doing stuff, but it's a different type of work. So like the things that we used to do for work, but were enjoyment for us, we don't have as much time to do those things.
Yeah.
So like people say, "Oh, you guys are so busy," but like yeah, we are busy, but it's a different type of busy. Like I just bought all this film stuff to like start developing photos, and that's gonna be work.
For sure.
But like I'm so excited to do it. Like after I leave here tonight, I don't care what time I get home tonight, I'm doing it tonight. And
Yeah,
like
for
I'm not
sure.
gonna be tired. The next morning, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I shouldn't have. I'm gonna be like, no, like I'm so happy that I got to do that. So it's just like getting used to, not getting used to, but like breaking the routine of what you have been doing, because at the end of the day, I want to be doing this. The reason why that social battery is low is because I'm doing the things that I want to be
Want to do,
doing.
yeah.
And I know that. So it's on me to find ways to replenish that battery if I want to continue doing what we're doing at a high level and then take it to another level. So at the end of the day, it's just like, all right, now I have to do these things to replenish this battery because I'm doing what I want to be doing. You know, like, so like there's no complaining, there's no like sitting in it, because like sometimes your social battery is like, or not, I don't even want to call it social battery, it's just like your life
Life
battery.
battery, yeah,
You know, like, yo, shit may, like, you could, if you sit in that, if you sit at that 5% life battery, you know what I'm saying, and like you plug it in a little bit, but like you don't really plug it into the wall, like it's just like your
yeah.
phone's like
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, when like you
Yeah, I
have your,
got you.
you know
Yeah, it's
what I'm
like
saying,
it's not
it's not
completely
all the
plugged
way
in. Yeah,
plugged
yeah,
in because
yeah.
like you're not fully focused
It's
on like
focused on what
plugging
you're
it
doing.
in.
Yeah,
You're like, no, I have to do this, I have to do this. It's just like, but when you take a step back and it's just like, if I just take the time to recharge, it's whatever time I'm taking to take away from what I should or could be doing. If I go back and do it at 5% right now, it's not worth doing. I'd rather take the time to step away from that for,
a minute.
you
Yeah,
know,
you
it's not
know.
like
Yeah, yeah.
for a month. It's like a
It's
few
like
hours,
few
a
hours
couple
or
days.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it also gives you more time to, because when you are actually doing something and now your battery is going to get drained,
Yeah,
but you want to have complete focus or whatever the work you are doing, you want to be it more productive.
yeah,
So what happens then? You cannot really properly do it 100%.
exactly.
And when you take this step back, then you have like something to your own body for sure, right? Your
Yeah,
body needs that time.
yeah,
Your mind needs that time. Your thoughts and your focus might get clear. And
yeah.
then you get back to it, you would be able to do much more than might do without having that kind of a break,
You know what I'm saying? I
without
think,
that kind of recharging.
yeah, and I think it's like this fear of like, oh, if I don't go do this because this is what I'm doing, then like it's gonna mess everything up. But that's kind of just like your ego. It's just like, bro, you don't have to be on all the time.
Yes.
You don't have to be on all the time. Like, you have to take the time to take care of yourself, or else like I like I'm. This is coming to me now, but it's like, all right, would I rather be giving this space 50% of me or 100 or 95? So, for example, like we just took this past Friday off and we went to somewhere else to for a night out, and that was our first Friday in 3 months that we
Yeah.
have not been here. And like it felt so good. We were both so happy to be out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like, but we would have been here like just exhausted, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know? So like you not being like
But because we were also like a lot busy, like past two, actually the whole time that from past 2 3, but we were actually quite busy. And
yeah.
then from the past 2 3 weeks, we were like quite busy at that time
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think once in a while we all have to take, that kind of break,
Yeah.
not from your work, but from your own thoughts sometimes.
For sure.
You know,
For
and
sure.
from the people you hang out, or
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
from the
yeah.
people as well. I believe in all those things. We have to take those little breaks,
Mhm.
and get yourself recharged, and get back to the things that you like to do and you love to do,
Mhm.
with more focus and with more energy.
Yeah. I definitely
And even the
agree.
people you care about, you just take that break, you would have more clarity in your head,
Absolutely.
and then you would see how can I help that person, or uh, can be around with those people.
Yeah, yeah. How can I be of service?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. So, no, like last week I was dead, but after like this weekend and the past few days, I'm definitely feeling a lot more recharged, and looking forward to the
2026.
2026.
I feel that 2026 is gonna be a very good year.
I feel like 2026 is also going to be a good year. I feel
Good,
like
yeah.
2025 was a good year. Um, like this space has been open since the 27th of September, and I feel like we've accomplished so like a lot in like
Than we ever imagined. Yeah,
such a short time
I
period.
think so. Yeah,
So I'm very excited for 2026, not only for variables but for myself, and I think it's gonna be the best year that I've had
yeah.
in my life. Hopefully,
Me too, for sure.
like
I'm very
2025
excited
was.
to see 2026. Like, and I'm actually really happy in even in this December. It's going to be
Like
very
it's
chill.
good.
It's doing very well, my
It's
man.
going
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
5 more days, and then I'm on vacation for 9 days. So I am ecstatic. I am ecstatic, honestly.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So
So just man, just whoever is listening, just be kind to yourself first, and just
definitely,
be kind to other people. Just be kind.
yeah, man. Read more, listen even more to yourself, to your friends, and I think that will help.
Yeah, and we'll catch you next time. With the next podcast.
Adios, amigos.